Welcome to Tech Talk. I'm your host, Nadirah Nazeer. I have a very exciting show for you today. I have a very special guest, and also in honor of the season upon us. So this is my last show for 2018. So I'm super excited about the upcoming holiday season, Christmas and New Year's. So with that, I want to introduce my guest today. She was born in London, England, and migrated to Canada at the tender age of 5. Her name is Mala Singh. Her work in media began as a reporter for Chin Radio. Mala worked for Rogers Television, CDTV, Global, and ATN. She founded Summer Models and Talent Agency with her husband Ray in 1997 and launched their website summermodels.com. Mala worked both in films and charitable organizations and with the provincial and federal level of government of Canada. She's the recipient of 2017 Awards of Excellence in Leadership, Business, and Global Impact in Arts and Entertainment. Mala, that's quite an accolade.
Thank you so much, Nadirah. It's an honor to be here on Tag TV with you. You look absolutely gorgeous as always.
You too. You look very festive. You look like you're ready to go party after this.
I am ready. I am ready. Life is a party.
Yes. And I know you've had really great chapters about your life. So
yes.
The first segment that I want to talk to you about, and the audience should stay tuned for the whole show, because we're going to talk about immigrations. We're going to talk about your life as an immigrant. Then we're going to get to the exciting part of the entertainment of your life, and then the charitable work that you do.
Excellent.
So you came here with your family at the age of 5.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that transition as
Sure.
a young kid to Canada.
Well, my father was studying law in London, England, and the year that he graduated from law school, I was born. My mom was with him throughout his whole studies, and then that's why my middle name is Lakshmi, meaning luck and goddess and fortune, because he got his law degree the year I was born. His name is Rupnarayan Sharma, and he was invited to come to Canada for Expo 67 in Montreal.
Oh.
So Expo was bringing all the businesses from around the world to Montreal, and it was a big festival. So he was invited by then the Prime Minister, Pierre Trudeau at the time. And when he came, he absolutely fell in love with Canada and made a decision that he's going to bring all 5 of his children and my mom and come to Canada. So we came in the early 70s. When we came to Canada, there were hardly any immigrants. We were one of the first South Asian families, and there were hardly any. And when I went to school, it was a big adjustment for me. And, we had our ups and downs, but eventually, we accepted Canada as our home and never looked back. This is the only place I really call home now. Absolutely in love with Canada, and it's been a beautiful journey so far, Nadirah.
And the nice thing is that as you grew into an adult, so you had a 25-year career with Canada Immigration.
Yes, I did. I was very fortunate. Right after I graduated from university, my mom always told all 4 of her girls, study social work. Anything to do with sociology and helping people, it's going to be a beautiful job. And get into the government, because it'll be a solid job. So I applied to Revenue Canada, and then I applied also Statistics Canada and Immigration. So luckily, I have the gift of the gab, just like you. So I aced all my interviews, I aced all my tests, and I got all 3 jobs.
Nice.
So I had to make a decision. So I accepted all 3, and I said, I told all 3 I'll come in for 1 week and try it out. So I went to Revenue Canada. Numbers. And I said, I can't do this. I'm not a numbers person. Then Statistics Canada, same thing, statistics, numbers. Then I went into Immigration, and it was people from all over the world. You're doing interviews, you're meeting people. And I said, yeah, this feels like home, because I love people.
Yes.
And that's been, throughout my whole career, I'm a people person. And I said, this is where I'm going to be. So that's where I was. I started off as a clerk, and I moved my way up to an officer. And I was making decisions on people's lives, humanitarian and compassionate interviews, marriage interviews where you separate the husband and wife, which is amazing to do. You have to figure out if they're really telling the truth about them having a legitimate marriage. So you'll ask one, okay, so what movie did you watch last night? And then he'll say, oh, we watched Lion King. And then you ask the wife, what movie did you watch last night? She'll say, Gone with the Wind. And then you say, something funny going on here. So I had fun doing those interviews. So my 25 years with immigration was absolutely wonderful. I helped a lot of people. I changed a lot of lives. And the thing I regretted the most was when I had to make negative decisions on people, like not accept them. Because if it was up to me, I had the highest approval rate, I would probably accept everyone. But you can't do that. You have to.
You want to make sure you're actually bringing the right people.
The right people have to be there. Absolutely.
And I think that job plays really well with your personality. Like you said, you're a people person. You have very good with relationship management. You have a good sense of folks, and you genuinely want to make a difference.
That's so true. I love people, and that's the main thing.
So for a lot of our viewers are South Asian. For all the South Asian out there who wants to bring families or friends, what is your advice to them? And that's your camera.
Yes, well, my advice, right now there's a lot of programs open, and you should do your research, because there's the express entry, there's a super visa for bringing over your parents and grandparents. Family class sponsorship is still there for husbands and wives. And there's also humanitarian cases, and even last remaining family relatives still exists. And, so there are a lot of different avenues. So just do your research and make sure that you consult someone who is a regulated immigration consultant, and or a proper lawyer in good standing, immigration lawyer in good standing with the Law Society. People fall prey to a lot of people who are not registered and who do not really know the law or don't have the experience, and they charge exorbitant fees and take advantage of people. So make sure you do your research before you hire anyone.
So these are really good advice from Mala Singh. We are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Losing weight and feeling fit is a simple 3-point process: diet, exercise, and a weight reduction supplement. VegiSlim by Greenish is a Health Canada approved weight management formula that's effective, safe, vegetarian, and natural to use. Combined with the right diet and exercise plan, VegiSlim will bring you back onto the path of healthy living.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here with Mala Singh. And I just want to point out our beautiful background set today. And thanks to Awab and Shivam, who does a magnificent job every time we tape. They are the one who actually put this nice festive background because of the seasons. Everybody's feeling, very Christmassy. The holidays are here. And that's a good time to spend with family and friends. So Mala, I know you look very festive, which is great.
Thank you.
What I want to talk to you about next is your summer model, the talent agency, and all the work you've been doing with Bollywood.
Yes.
So how did that all started?
Well, the funny thing, Nadirah, that came to me in a dream, which is quite interesting. I really believe that sometimes dreams do come true, and messages come to you in your dreams, so you should pay attention to the type of dreams you have. So I was dreaming one day about a beautiful scene where girls were coming in saris and shalwar kameez, and the wind was blowing in their hair. And then I saw handsome guys in sherwanis come out, and the wind was blowing in their hair, and it looked so beautiful. And then the lights came up behind them, and it said Sama, S-A-M-A. And it was such a beautiful and powerful dream. I woke up and I wrote the name down. And the next morning I started thinking about it. What does that mean, Sama? Then I said, oh, they were models. And this was in 1996 when I had this dream. And I said, you know what? There's no ethnic agency representing South Asians. And the terminology South Asians just came up. So I said, SA, South Asian M Models Agency. So I went and I registered it. And I put a little ad in the newspaper. At the time, there wasn't all this, internet media. And I put an ad in the newspaper, and 4 people responded that they would like to join. Then I got an email, and you wouldn't believe who this email is from. It was from Yash Johar, which is Karan Johar's father, contacted me and said that he found out that there's an agency in Canada for South Asian actors, models, and dancers, and he's coming to make a movie. And I said, what's the name of the movie? He said, Kalhona Ho. I said, oh my goodness, and who's it starring? Shah Rukh Khan. I said, are you kidding? So he said, I'm going to email you a breakdown of the characters I need for the movie, and please let me know if you can fill it. So he emailed me a list, and I looked at the list. It was over 300 people that he needed. And they were like Rastafarians, Elvis, Madonna, dancers, friends of Shah Rukh Khan. And I replied back without even thinking, yes, I can do it. And I went, oh my God. And when I told my husband, he goes, what have you done? How are we going to find all these people? So I went down to the CNE, I contacted Humber College, I started doing a lot of footwork to register new people. The movie came to Canada. We were the Canadian casting directors for Kalhona Ho, and it was amazing. It was a great experience.
So that was your first big break
Yes.
in 97. So
Yes.
now it's like 21 years later, you're still going very strong, and you've done
Yes.
many different things. And what is the future of Sama?
Well, the future is that I've gone from casting director, which we supplied people for the movies and for big productions. Now I'm thinking to go behind the camera and actually produce and direct my own film. And it would not be Bollywood based. It would have Bollywood stars, perhaps with all our contacts, but it would be something to give a global message about motivation, about spirituality, and things and lessons in life that I've learned that I want to leave back, that people could look back on and say, wow, you know, sort of like The Secret.
Okay.
I'm a big believer in The Secret and in manifesting your dreams and putting things out to the universe and they appear. So I want to make a movie along that line. So I'm currently working on the script, and that's where we're heading.
So you're still keeping Sama, but now you're going to change from instead of Bollywood or Hollywood movies, it's going to be more of a kind of a
production, more production of
documentary,
movies.
educationals for people.
Yes, but of course we will still have actors in the movies from our talent base that we have, but it would be something more that we can leave a very strong message for the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like that. And I know you're very much into spiritual. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about the book, The Secret, or maybe Eckhart Tolle's book, which is The Power of Now, the Consciousness, and the whole manifestation. Can you really visualize something and then make it a reality? So we'll get that take from Mala, and we'll be right back.
Losing weight and feeling fit is a simple 3-point process: diet, exercise, and a weight reduction supplement. VegiSlim by Greenish is a Health Canada approved weight management formula that's effective, safe, vegetarian, and natural to use. Combined with the right diet and exercise plan, VegiSlim will bring you back onto the path of healthy living.
Welcome back to our third segment. We are here with Mala Singh. Our next topic is going to be about spiritual manifestations, vision board, elevation. So, Mala, I know you had an accident. When was your accident, by the way?
My accident was in 2006.
So tell me how that changed your life.
Well, I think at the time I was at the pinnacle of my life. Everything was going wonderful. At least I thought so. I had 3 television shows, one on Global, one on City, ATN. I had my modeling agency with 3 locations. I had my government job, and I was running from here to there and here to there, but I'm an Aries. This is how we are. And everything was going wonderful, and then, boom, I was on the highway 427 North. And a tractor trailer hit the taxi I was in. I was on my way from one studio to the next, and the taxi driver hit a tractor trailer hit the taxi that I was in, and the whole taxi was compressed. My whole right side was paralyzed. I couldn't move. I had broken my neck. I didn't know at the time. I had internal stomach injuries. My lungs were punctured. It was a very serious accident. I blacked out. When I opened my eyes, I was facing oncoming traffic with all the traffic coming towards the vehicle, and the taxi driver left. He couldn't open my door to save me. So I was facing the oncoming traffic. So it was one of the most horrific experiences of my life. And at the time, just when I saw the traffic coming towards me, I just called the name of God. Save me, and then I blacked out. And the next time I awoke, and I was in the hospital room, and I'm lying there, and I could overhear everybody talking, but I couldn't speak. And I heard the doctor saying she's not going to make it. Contact her family, she's not going to make it. 24 to 48 hours. I was in ICU, and I was in extreme pain. I couldn't move my body, I couldn't speak. And then when the nurse left the room, I looked up, my eyes opened, and my eyes were open. And I saw this big white light coming towards me, like a tunnel of light, beautiful, bright light coming towards me. And then out of that tunnel came my mother, who passed away of cancer in 2001, and my grandmother, who raised me as a child. So my two very favorite people who raised me were coming towards me, smiling with their hands outstretched and looking gorgeous and looking beautiful and young. And I said, my God, it hit me that they've come to take me. So I started praying again, and I said, I begged God, please don't take me.
You're not ready to go yet.
I am not ready to go yet. Please don't take me. And the moment I said those words and I prayed sincerely from my heart, the white light came towards me and became blue. And I felt a rush of warmth, and like somebody hugged me.
Oh.
And then the vision of my mother and my grandmother disappeared. And all of a sudden, I felt better. I opened my eyes. I started calling for the nurses and the doctors. And all the paralysis on my right side disappeared. So I consider it a miracle. I mean, I still had a lot of injuries that I had to deal with for about a year, but I'm here, I lived, and God gave me another chance.
Absolutely. And also what's the nice thing, that got you into the consciousness.
Exactly.
And now being the consciousness now, how you're living your life, your purpose, your intentions are very, very much calculated.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not by chance.
Not by
chance. You put out your intentions out there, and then you say, you know what, this is what I want to achieve next. So what was the core changes that you made in your life then?
So the core changes that I made is I decided that I didn't want to do my 3 TV shows anymore. I didn't want the 3 locations of the modeling agency. I kept my government job, and I just kept, 1 location. And so I downsized everything and concentrated on my family. And I think this is what happened. I think it was God's way of saying, you're doing too much, you're not concentrating on your family. So I concentrated on my family, on my 2 daughters, on my husband. And I think I concentrated on being more motivational and sending out positive messages about life and not taking for granted. That's the main thing, not taking for granted life. Life is so beautiful and so precious, and people take advantage of this life to just make money, work, and die. But that's not what it's about.
But it's about gratitude, though. It's
Absolutely.
about gratitude. Every morning you wake up, you have to be grateful, first of all, that you woke up.
That's right.
Second, you have a roof over your head.
Absolutely.
Third, you're going to have food on the table.
Absolutely.
And you have an employment or a purpose.
Yes,
right? And even if you don't
absolutely.
have an employment, we live in this beautiful country named Canada, where if you really want to work, there is always a job for you to do. Or if not, you can get educations to upgrade your skills to work.
Absolutely.
And I think gratitude is the key word here.
Yes.
Sadly to say, we live in a society where people are just in a rat race.
So true.
Attaining the materialistic
Material things.
instead of looking inwards and make them rich inside.
Yes.
Right? That richness that you have inside. And that's why, even though you see a lot of people with a lot of wealth, wealth doesn't equal happiness.
Absolutely. That is so true, 100%, Nadirah. And I think that each one of us possesses that light within us and that divinity to be able to look within and see what our real purpose is. Why are we here? And you follow what inside your heart you feel good about, and you pursue that, because there's a purpose for each one of us. And they say that the 2 most important days are the day you were born and the day you discover why you were born. So I know my purpose now is to motivate and to elevate and to spread the message of the divinity that is within each and every one of us. You may pray to Allah, you may pray to Jesus, you may pray to Buddha, you may pray to Guru Nanak, but it's just a spark of divinity that is within us, and if we look deep within us, we'll find that divinity and it will lead us to the right path.
And also listening to our instinct.
Yes, absolutely.
For the viewers out there, we all have instinct. There's always this little gut feel telling us something.
Yes.
But oftentimes, because we're so busy with life, we're so busy rushing to the next thing or doing the next thing that we think is important, we're ignoring this instinct. And that instinct is really something that you want to pay attention to, because that's what's going to drive you to the right directions for happiness.
So true, Nadirah. And that's what people should also take time for themselves. A lot of people don't take time in solitude and silence and meditation and look within. And if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your family. So take time to energize your soul and nourish your soul and find out what's your purpose here in life. And I'm really fortunate. I have a wonderful father who has guided me in positivity all my life. And he's always told me that every morning you wake up, the first thing you do is head straight to your prayer room. And I've had that habit since I was a little girl. I don't start my day without prayer and thanks. And especially since the accident, I wake up now and I go, thank you, yes, I'm still here. So it changes your life. And you don't need an accident. You don't need something bad to happen. Take it from someone who's been there and who's experienced it, that you have to be grateful for every single day that you're on this earth.
And this is the philosophy and the motto that I live by today. And we've talked about that in the past. Whenever I'm out meeting people or at an event, or whether it's a dinner or a lunch or a coffee with a friend, when I'm getting home, when I'm driving, I ask myself, how do I feel about this encounter?
Yes.
Because your instinct would tell you whether you were lifted,
Yes.
whether you feel sick,
Yes.
whether you don't feel great.
Yes.
Unfortunately, sometimes when you don't feel great, you need to ask yourself, why is that?
Yes.
Because we meet a lot of people. It doesn't mean that everyone is going to be great for our life.
Exactly.
Right? So we need to be able to kind of take distance to the one that doesn't make us feel great.
Yes.
And get closeness to the one that elevates us and help us to be the better
Absolutely.
version of ourselves.
Absolutely. Always ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? How is this situation making me feel? How are the people around me making me feel? And if you're not happy, remove yourself from that situation.
Yes.
So it's very good advice, Nadirah.
So on that note, Mala, thank you so much for joining us.
You're very
I think you have
welcome.
given some really, really great advice, especially for immigrations, spirituality, manifestation, and always stay positive and have gratitude. So maybe for this holiday, it's gratitude. That's what you do with your friends and family. Be grateful. Go around the table and say why you're grateful for it. And not just around Christmas dinner or New Year's dinner. Make that a habit. Maybe that's your New Year's resolutions, that you're going to show gratitude every time. Instead of saying, you know, the typical, I'm going to lose weight. We all know that's not going to happen unless you have a willpower. So have that gratitude. So, Mala, thank you again. I want to thank my sponsors. So thank you to Susie Tomasi. Susie's my fashion stylist, and her website is susieqjewels.com, and a portion of her proceeds goes to the Women's Shelter. And also my wonderful makeup artist, Asiya Kamran. Thank you so much for the beautiful makeup and hair. I appreciate it. Have a lot of gratitude for everything that you guys have done for me. Also a lot of gratitude for TAC TV. And Tahir, shout out to Tahir, who's the owner of TAC TV, Alima, Awab, and Shivam. Thank you so much for a great show that you've given me the opportunity to do on a weekly basis. I absolutely appreciate it. I want to say goodbye to everybody. Have a wonderful holiday. Have a safe holiday until next year. And I'm going to leave you with my new tagline now is stay positive and start believing. Thank you everyone until next time.